All right.
You
You
good?
guys are ready.
I'm ready.
You got another starter you can name for us?
No. No. Parker Brailsford. We're gonna start.
All right.
Coach, with you being here with a different kind of quarterback, would the offense look drastically different than, say, last year? Or are there any other factors?
I mean, that's kind of the obvious one, right? Is like we're not necessarily a Jalen Milroe offense right now. Just Jalen was a super talented runner, and that was probably a part of the game plan every week, and which was smart last year by the offensive staff. So I think that's probably the biggest difference.
How do you anticipate the running back distribution to change after Jan Miller's injury?
I think it's we got to see a lot here in the next week or so to see who can handle the game plan, who's the most responsible with all their duties.
So what have you seen from that group so far?
Running back group? It's a broad question. Seen a lot. Daniel Hill has done a good job providing a lot of protection, and I think he's gotten a lot better at that as far as with his eyes. He's a super physical guy. I think Daniel has started to run like the back we saw in the spring. Early in camp, I thought he was a little bit slow to come to that. Dre has great vision running the football. He improves every day still. I think some of the pass protection responsibilities are things that probably were not in his wheelhouse prior to getting here. Kevin Riley has started to show up a little bit. He's a guy that has really nice vision. Not as big a back as the other guys, but runs very physical and is really good out of the backfield.
What have you seen from Richard? And development from
Tight end room? A lot of guys, Danny and Josh are doing a great job as the older guys, getting a lot of reps. Caleb has shown up, shown to be more physical. That was one of the things I think was going to be the biggest challenge for him initially, making the big jump from high school ball to this. Jay Lindsey is super dependable as a guy that's shown up to be able to be a guy with his hand on the ground, can be a move player for you, and certainly has provided a lot of depth for us.
What have you seen from Richard? How has he progressed?
Richard Newton?
Richard Young.
Oh, Rich Young?
Yeah.
I thought you said Richard Newton. I was like, wow. That was our running back in Washington. So Rich Young, real similar running backs, by the way. Rich has been super physical and has been a guy the last two scrimmages, I thought, when we need a little bit of a spark to pop a, run right up the middle and finish it. He's done a great job. He's worked really hard at becoming a better player out of the backfield, has gotten better at that. Very responsible. He cares a lot. He's tough, physical, and we love him.
What were your impressions of Ty in the second scrimmage?
Ty, I think, was 12 of 15 or with 2 drops. I thought he was very controlled, distributed the ball right where we were supposed to be. I thought his eyes were in the right spot. I thought he was very disciplined. We were trying to put him in some spots in the fringe and things like that to see how he'd respond and make sure he takes care of the football, keep us in field goal range, all those things. And I thought he responded really well. Had calm demeanor when it was good and bad. There was a couple flows there. We started out really fast again and did a nice job. And when we hit a little bit of a lull, I thought he was there to respond.
The 2 other quarterbacks as well in the scrimmage.
Austin started really clean, had a really nice touchdown drive to start. Keelan was doing the same, marched down the field. We had a couple hiccups up front there that put the ball backwards a little bit, but I thought initially in the scrimmage, all 3 of the guys played really clean, accurate throws, pushing the ball down the field when they could, and were smart with their checkdowns.
We heard the noise today when we were out there. How do you think the team is dealing with that as y'all begin to prep for the first road game?
Just like any time. I mean, this was the first time we worked it hard, so a lot to improve on there, of course. I think anytime you start really getting that in where you're running plays and using motions and all those things, like there's some bumps on it. I thought they did better as they got more used to it in practice, and we'll continue to work it. That's something that obviously we'll have to be ready for.
How are Cam and Gino doing at guard, and how comfortable would you be rolling out there with them if Jaden's not back?
Very comfortable. Those are 2 veteran players, very versatile too. They can both play left or right, so they're interchangeable. But Cam brings a lot of physical presence to him. Gino's a savvy player that knows how to connect with the center.
Coach, what will your offense miss without Jam Miller, and what have the conversations been like with him? How's he kind of holding up after the injury?
Jam is he's such a stud. I mean, he is he'll be a value to our team no matter what right now, just because of his demeanor and leadership. So I think that's one of the things you miss on the field right away is just him being out there. There's a presence to him when he's on the field, so we'll certainly miss that. His explosiveness, his running style, all those things will be missed. But he's been great. I think he's in high spirits. He knows this is a temporary setback, and he'll be ready to go.
When we
Ryan?
spoke to the tight ends last week during open availability, Josh mentioned that you're going to be using them in unique ways. What does that look like from an offensive standpoint?
Oh man, a lot of things I can't talk about. I don't know. I don't know. I've just always felt like the tight ends are the equalizer. They're the guy that can change the box count. They can manipulate what the defense thinks as far as how many people they have to have relevant to the run fit. So I think that the guys realizing that they're always part of that and how they can manipulate that for us is truly unique.
How close are Josh and Danny to being 100%?
I mean, they're out there, they're practicing, so to me, they're 100%. They don't have yellow jerseys on, they're rolling. I think, they're both repping quite a bit, honestly. Like, at one point, they're only at like 20 reps. They've went way past that to where, I don't feel like there's any limitations.
What kind of skill set does Cole Adams bring to the offense?
Cole is a really savvy route runner. He knows how to get in and out of breaks, understands how to play off the leverage of defenders, read coverages, and in the last week and a half probably has made more contested catches than anybody on the team, and that's one of the things I don't think you would necessarily think from a guy that's a little bit smaller in stature, but he's very competitive when the football's in the air.
There's a guy. There's going to be a lot of eyes on, obviously, Ryan Williams heading into here too.
Yeah.
What's kind of been your message to him over the course of this fall to kind of get him to prepare for that stage that he's about to stop?
Well, Ryan kind of does that himself. For his age, he is a very, very just mellow guy. Like, he can take it all in, and the moment's never too big. It's also probably what makes him a really good player when the big games hit is that he won't melt in those situations. So I think that part is a little bit built in just because of who he is. But for him, he's still working on route running, inside, outside, wherever we put him, and just getting to be a better receiver.
For this offense to succeed, what do you need from the running game?
Yeah, I think, for us, it's really putting the stress on the offensive line and the tight ends, being physical up front and creating presence. I think when they do that, if we can establish the line of scrimmage, we certainly have the skill players on the outside. I think that the running game will be key to how far this season can go for us.
Besides Cam and Gino, has anybody impressed you stepping up at guard?
Michael Carroll played a little bit. Olas has done a nice job. So we got good depth there. Those two guys are probably the first two that stand out.
Talked about the difference in offense and being Jalen Milroe offense. Is
Yeah.
part of that less quarterback design runs? I know Ty can move,
Yeah.
but do you look to do that less with him? Or
I mean, to a point, Ty is certainly capable of doing those things. I've just, probably philosophically, Mike Penix was a good runner. People wouldn't know that, but we didn't really run him until the playoffs or late just because it's a long season. And, you're better off with your starter being able to throw the football in this offense than run it. We'll certainly look for those opportunities because I think Ty is a good runner, and we'll make sure we have, things for him. But taking care of him, making sure that he's upright is important.
What have you seen out of Caden Proctor through fall camp?
He's getting stronger. He's getting there. I think that there was a little bit, of catch up early in camp because he wasn't in spring ball. So we're working on the sustainability of him staying on the field, just being in great shape.
What progress have you seen from Jalen Bachway?
Bach, catching. It's the first thing that comes to mind is honestly like early in camp. He had some drops, and I think he's just getting more comfortable, honestly, playing the position and catching the football. He's doing a lot better job. There's probably first three practices, probably had 3 drops or so, and since then it just really hasn't come back up. So he's doing a good job.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.